been kind of, cool, chill in the training camp. How's the season working for you so far? How you feeling physically? I mean, how do you think the team's doing? Like, we just haven't talked to you in a minute, or at least me.
I feel good. I think the team looks good, and just another season, really. Just gotta focus one game at a time, and I feel like we've been doing that to the best of our ability.
What's the biggest challenge of being kind of everybody's Super Bowl every night? Obviously, Indiana played their best game of the season. Charlotte's going to bring it to you. What's the challenge of doing that every night?
I'm not really sure it's a challenge. I think it's fun, knowing that people are going to try to, that they're going to come at you, but it's a sign of respect. So, obviously, that's a pretty good feeling, but I think for the most part, it's about every single game, locking into that game individually, knowing that you're going to get team's best play, and we can't really half-ass anything. So it just prepares us for everything.
What do you remember about you first? You won a couple of rings with Charles, a couple different spots. Tonight and tomorrow night you get to go against him. What is that matchup? How excited are you for that?
Hopefully there's a lot of trash talking, coming his way. But I'm happy for him. I'm happy to see that obviously he's a head coach and he's finally getting this opportunity to kind of imprint himself on his team and on this league. But love him to death and super proud of him.
He came really close to a number of jobs in the past. When he did get a head coaching job, how happy were you for him? What was your reaction to that?
Super happy. I was advocating for him. I was advocating for him before. But I think just to see him, like I said, kind of fulfill the dream and be able to become a head coach, I think is huge. And I think with a young team like this where he gets to actually teach and really show himself is really good for him.
When you say you're advocating for him, are you doing that publicly through us, or are you actually reaching out to organizations saying Charles would be?
They reach out to me. I typically give them the truth. Even here, talked to a couple people here before he got the job, and just telling my opinion on Charles as a person. I feel like it's more important than just the coach. So, and just give my opinion, and I guess they liked him. So.
What did you stress about him when you were asked about him when he came up with those opportunities?
That he's a loser. No, that he's honestly that he's a great person. He's a family guy. You've seen him in multiple organizations, and he's loved in multiple organizations. He's loved by players across the league, and I feel like he's a family man, and my family is really close to his. So maybe I'm biased, but I think that type of environment, bringing that to an organization, means a lot.
What do you remember about the first time you started working with him, and what does he bring to a team, do you feel like, for you and for the team collectively?
We kind of had like a veteran team, so he definitely brought some new ideas. He brought some calm. I feel like he doesn't get too over the top or too low, but at the same time he will correct you when you need to be corrected, and he was never afraid of that, no matter who the person was.
Jrue, everyone talks about how many three-pointers the Celtics put up, but it's how you're generating those threes too. What makes you guys different than other teams in the NBA?
I think we're getting good three-point shots. Hopefully other teams are doing that, but I feel like for us we have so many weapons where we can get into the paint kind of at will. With guys like Jalen and Jason, Derek White getting into the paint, Peyton getting into the paint, so it gets kind of tough. Are you supposed to take away the layup, or are you supposed to take away the three? But I think we do a good job of playing in space, respecting each other's space, and then when somebody drives, just trying to stay in their vision to where they can make a play.
You're right, Dr. Jordan, he was talking about how he's been studying your film and trying to just pick up tendencies that you do defensively. Have you been able to talk to him about just how his performance has been so far? Do you have any advice for him when he's going after him?
No, we talked about it a little bit, more so in training camp when it was a little bit more intense. Knew that he was getting reps up and just asking questions and me just kind of showing him tips on maybe things I like to do defensively, things that I see, and then the way he's been playing has been great. Whenever his number's been called, he's done an amazing job. It's not so much about the scoring; it's more about the impact on the game, and he's been making an impact.
Obviously, LaMelo is a high point on the scouting report, but what are your thoughts on Tre Mann and his game early in the season?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say early in the season. I think Tre Mann's he'd been able to hoop. Even when he was in OKC, you could see signs of him just being a prolific scorer, obviously quick, athletic guard who can score in all 3 levels, but he's definitely a person who's tough to guard. So.
Thank you, Jrue.
Thanks, Jrue.